Well, look, man, I look. I mean, your body of work is just like Nate, you're always doing something, and it's hard to understand too. I envy you not only because you work a lot. It's not about that. It's more about the energy. I look at like all the things you do, and like you go from 7 seasons on Castle, and I thought you'd learn your lesson and say that's enough work. That's enough work. I was the lead, and then you go into the rookie, and then you're doing all these other things. And is it that you love? I've asked this question every once in a while, but is it that you love the work so much that you just want to work, or is it that you don't want to be not working, or you don't like being alone? What is? Is there some kind of psychological thing there, or is it just you love work? I don't get it.
I am not the guy who has to spend all my time working. I like a balance. I do like a balance. I have been fortunate enough that there's been a couple of jobs that have kept me working for long periods of time. So it may appear from the outside that I really like to work. That's just luck of the draw of being on some jobs that tend to last a little while. That's not usually how it works. Which is you know that. How many years was
Well,
Salt
I did
Smallville?
7, but remember, Tom
Oh, is
was
that all?
Tom was in every episode. Like you were in every episode. So how do you have free time? Because the one thing, if I had 2 weeks off, I'd be worrying about my lines for the next script.
On Castle it was a little different because I didn't have a lot of time off, so I was really precious with my time off. I wasn't trying to work outside of Castle. As far as how do you remember your lines, my first gig was a soap opera,
All right.
and they
Days of
sent
Our
me to an
Lives, One
acting
Life to
coach.
Live.
One Life to Live.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
Yes, thank you.
And they sent me to an acting coach, and she said, "You already know how to act. I'm just going to teach you how to break down a script so you can remember your lines." And she taught me a way that I use to this day. I used to do it painstakingly, on paper and pen, and have to study and do those things. But now it's just a muscle.
Wait a minute. So there's a trick to the thing. There's a breakdown, a certain way to learn them that helps you. I mean, I just no one ever taught me anything. I mean, I took acting classes, and then I did a lot of plays, but I just went over and over and over and over and stressed myself out. There's an
Right.
easier way to do it. Something that's
What is your process when you start with a character? Where do you start, and how do you get to your character? How do you find things? Like, what is you have a process, right?
yeah. I feel like okay, this is what I want to do, and now once I feel like I got this, or sometimes I tend to learn the lines first and then find the character in the lines and learning. So
Yeah.
it's a different thing, but I always am curious about how people do that. Because when you're on Castle and you're on Rookie and you're doing these movies, are you the guy that wakes up and they're like, Nathan? Do they say Nate or they say Nathan?
Both.
Okay. Do they say, can I get you a coffee? And you're like, yeah. And then you learn lines right in the chair.
Yes, yes. I'm reading the lines in the chair. Then you go in, you do a camera rehearsal, you do a couple rehearsals, like that, and you get a little bit of a layout. So that educates you. And then how other people are doing their lines and where that kind of life lives, that educates you a little bit. Then you go, okay, I got it now. And then you run it a couple more times as you're getting changed, and that's all you need, really. And then you're just running it and running it and running it. And if you make a mistake, they go back. It's not like you have to be amazing and perfect every time, all the time.
But there's got to be a speech that you have to give that I might need to go over this the night before.
I won't lie to you. I had like a 3-page. It wasn't a monologue, but there was a lot to say, and it's a lot for even me. And I'm good at that part of it, but that was a lot. And at that point, you do feel some responsibility. If you make a mistake, you're the one holding things up, and that's just the one thing I never want to be is the one people are waiting on. Just be ready. There's a lot of time in the day that you can use. When it's your time to work, just be ready.
Do you get frustrated with other people if they don't know their lines?
Uh, Listen, sometimes people get nervous and they don't have I have so much practice. I have so much practice. Uh, I think folks come and their stakes are a little higher when they're a guest star. Sometimes their stakes get higher, and if they make a mistake, they feel terrible. And I say, hey, uh, if you feel like super duper bad about messing up a line, it'll educate the crew that maybe I should start feeling bad when I mess up a line. And I don't want them to have that kind of expectation of me.
I believe that you do that because I've heard that you do that where you've been on set and you're just very comforting to guest stars and things. And I've done that before too, because coming into someone's family and expecting to be, it's so intimidating. And I've been fortunate enough not to have to do that. So, not to be a guest star. I mean, every once in a while, but to come in on a show that's already rolling, let's go. And like, I have to be great. I have to be great. Here's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Shit, he's the lead. He's watching me. I have to impress him.
Well, I can't tell you what they're thinking. I do know that to be a guest on a show is an art. it's like being a guest in someone's house. You want to be relaxed. Listen, I want people to be relaxed in my home. When people come to my place of work, I want them to be relaxed there too, because that's when they're going to do their best work.